So for today's deep dive, we're looking at the WolfPack component video input card. And what's interesting here is this conflict. How does a pretty affordable part, we're talking $250, become so critical in a, multi-million dollar setup?
That's really the heart of it. And for you, the professional who's managing these huge matrix switchers in places like casinos or data centers or even big sports bars, this is about getting right to the strategic value.
Right, skipping the spec sheet.
Exactly. Understanding the architecture that's built for reliability
Yeah.
and super fast signal routing.
So our mission then is to unpack what makes this one input card allow these massive systems, a 9 by 9 or even a 36 by 36 chassis, handle all these signals without failing.
And it all comes back to a core philosophy, modularity. I mean, this component video card is just a one-port slide-in card.
And that design choice is what minimizes the risk.
It minimizes single points of failure, yes.
Okay, that modularity is a great feature. But if you're an integrator with a 36 by 36 system, replacing cards still means labor costs. Is that plug-and-play aspect really fast enough to prevent serious downtime?
Oh, it is. Because you're not dealing with a software crash. You're dealing with hardware isolation.
Yeah.
If one card goes down, you're not sending a 50-pound chassis that costs tens of thousands of dollars back to the factory.
You just swap the card.
You just swap the card, and the rest of the system stays stable instantly.
So if that's the reliability pillar, then the speed pillar has to be the 100 millisecond seamless switching. I mean, this is the feature that really changes the game for the client.
Absolutely. The genius of it isn't just the speed itself, it's what it allows you to do. That 100 millisecond window is specifically engineered to be faster than what the human eye can perceive as a glitch.
So you don't get that black screen for 2 or 3 seconds you see with older systems.
You get nothing. It's instant.
Mm-hmm.
Think about live ad roll-ins or emergency broadcast. There is zero visual disruption.
So how are they pulling that off? The engine is doing some serious multitasking in the background, right? Juggling authentication protocols.
That's it, exactly. To get that speed, the engine is running the ED-denied and HTTP handshakes at the same time. But the key really is an internal frame buffer. It holds on to the signal information for just a moment to ensure that the output is perfectly clean and glitch-free.
That attention to detail suggests they really thought about mixed signal environments. Which brings me to hardware scaling. How do they solve that old problem of a source and a display just not wanting to talk to each other?
That's where you find that little 8-pin DIP switch on the card. It's a built-in hardware scaler.
So you can manually force the resolution up or down?
You can force it to match, which means you often don't need to buy expensive external scalers.
And even though we're talking about a video card, they didn't forget audio. There's a 3.5 millimeter jack right on the card for separate audio input.
Right, which you can then de-embed on the HDMI output card on the other end. Super flexible.
Okay, so control. In these big professional installs, control is everything.
Of course. And the system has all the usuals, touch screens, a web GUI, apps. But for integrators, the real win is the easy third-party integration. It plays nice with all the big players like Crestron and AMX.
I think the focus there has to be the labor savings. The RS-232 scripting is just so simple. For a pro writing their own custom drivers, a command like somewhere in 8 and 16.
To send one input to 3 different outputs.
Yeah, that simple syntax just slashes the development time for custom drivers.
And to deal with all the legacy signals that are still out there, they developed what they call the MAV card, the multi-audio video card.
It's their bridge to the past, basically.
It's their strategic bridge, yeah. It uses a DVI port with adapters, so it can handle VGA, component, composite, you name it. No need for a bunch of clumsy external converters.
Now, here's a critical point for anyone listening, a big caveat. You absolutely cannot mix these 1080p component cards with the 4K 60 cards in the same chassis.
That's a non-starter. They're just architecturally different bus speeds, different processing. They won't work together.
Good to know.
And to back all this up, their QA is pretty rigorous. Every single unit goes through a 24-hour stress test, they call it an aging process, to find any failures before it leaves the factory. Plus, there's a 2-year advanced replacement warranty.
So let's bring this all home. For you, the AV professional, what's the final takeaway? Considering how fast technology changes, how does the flexibility of this modular system, with its MAV card for legacy signals, fundamentally change how you plan a 5-year upgrade cycle when cost and zero downtime are everything? That's the strategic question to walk away with.